The best preparation for doing good work tomorrow is by doing good work today. And here's a collection of workers who give 110% every day. Restoring paintings is a delicate process, and you therefore need some equally delicate tools. Just like this guy, when I harvest my honey, I like to use a heated electric uncapping knife. Some people, however, prefer not to mix their paint manually. This is polyurethane foam isolation. Almost looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Painting an entire wall in a mere 30 seconds. Yeah, it's satisfying to watch her make that incredibly lifelike cat, but that sound has definite ASMR qualities. This looks awfully like cookie dough, except without the consequences. Shaving. The old school, extra manly way. It's honestly fascinating how some of these tools come to fruition, but whew, look at that purple. Cutting a double geode in half. Some absolutely stunning glass art. Don't try this at home. The entrancing sight of glass being formed using a blowing pipe. I'd honestly have fun doing this, but you gotta be precise. One mistake and it'll ruin the whole look, you know? He's trimming a massive hedge using steel hedge trimmers, and it's massively satisfying to watch. Forming acrylic nails. In close-up. A slow, steady, satisfying example of welding using a laser-based machine. Some more satisfying welding footage now, also using a laser welding machine. Ah, modern technology. This barber clearly enjoys studying geometry in his spare time. There's nothing more traditional than having a traditional shave from the barber. Well, until he tells you the price afterwards. We like to say that this clip will leave you satisfied, but it's more likely to make you hungry. Another example of otherworldly wok cooking skills. There's nothing more satisfying than removing algae with a brush. Unless it's on your teeth. Remember what I said about the brush? Well, ignore me. This is much more efficient. How to fill a golf hole as if it's never been there. A New Holland 8978 tractor plowing with a 640 semi-mounted plow. Another day, another perfectly straight yellow line. This is achieved using the Center Coat Drawbox thermoplastic road sign hand mold. He's completing a double yellow line using a line marking machine. And the level of perfection is enough to satisfy anyone's OCD. Cooking Japanese street food takoyaki via the magic of a takoyaki pick needle. Korean street food being lovingly prepared by a master. Here's some footage of the underrated art of bricklaying. More bricklaying now for all you bricklaying fanatics. We know you're out there. And when those bricks are finally laid, it's time for the final touches. Jointing the bricks may be the most satisfying part of the entire procedure. Well, for us viewers at least. Yeah, this is pretty satisfying to watch, except for the fact that he's not wearing any shoes. Here we go. Another window cleaning clip where, luckily, we can't see the guy's feet at all. Who needs a newfangled wood chopping device when you're as arm-strong and efficient as this? This guy knows how to use a chainsaw better than any horror movie character. Here's another satisfying clip for your collection, cleaning an air filter by using a vacuum. And this cleaning of a Dyson air purifier may be even more satisfying. Why don't we all chop wood like this? Because we don't all have muscles like that. Oh, and if you are going to chop wood with an axe, then a beard and braces definitely helps. This is either satisfying to watch or annoying to watch someone do it so well. Every pooch needs a trim from time to time, but they don't all have an expert stylist like this. Another lucky pup getting the full-on salon treatment. This machine makes it easier to stitch leather, but the human operating it still has to be extremely precise. And yet, there are still specialists who choose to stitch everything by hand. Dirty step, clean step, dirty step, clean step, dirty step, clean step. All thanks to this pressure washer. And a pressure washer is equally satisfying to watch, of course, when used on a filthy car. This device is called a banjo, but it's used for drywall plastering, not bluegrass music. Some more drywall plastering now, from a guy who really knows his trade. Painting a car? That's so last century. And this is the device used to cut that miraculous material. The best way to restore an old chair to its former glory? With a blowtorch, of course. A torch burn on the tabletop, followed by a polyurethane semi-gloss, creates an incredible effect. A true artist can find the beauty inside any old piece of wood. Another highly satisfying example of highly satisfying wood carving. This grass cutter is a green-fingered perfectionist's dream. This guy could give the Grim Reaper a run for his money. This man calls himself the Fish Whisperer, and here's why. Another highly satisfying clip of net fishing. Leave some seafood for the rest of us.
He got him. That's called the one hand done with their stacks. So much bacon.
Some leather cutting ASMR for your ear holes. Who doesn't like their leather products to be embossed? I know I do! We've all seen those huge hay bales on farms. Well, here's how they make tiny ones. And here it is again on a slightly bigger scale. Proof that staples aren't just meant to be fired at your friends' heads at school. I guarantee if I used a staple gun to upholster something, the results would be far from beautiful. Step-by-step instruction on how to make your apple into a work of art. The harvesting of blueberries using a picking rake, the purest blueberry picker's tool of choice. The spirit of Michelangelo lives on in this marble sculpting genius. What do you use to get perfect concrete edges? A concrete edging tool. Soldering stained glass, an almost lost art. More soldering now. This time, jewelry. And this time using a blowtorch. This job requires a steady hand and eyesight better than Superman. Jewelers have many tiny tools, and this little gadget is one of them. It's a hair processing factory, obviously, and that's one big comb. Cobbling, an art which goes back many, many, many years. Could this be the most satisfying part of watercolor painting? Even more satisfying than completing the painting itself? This is a Parmesan knife. Can you guess what it gets used for? How to gather an entire village of sea urchins. Coconut husk removal. Labor-intensive with just a hint of danger. This, believe it or not, is the paper-making process. It's crystal soap. That's soap that looks like crystals. And this is how they're cut. The best way to pound your mochi is undoubtedly to use a mallet. A slightly less delicate process here, but still very effective. Snow shoveling. Well, what else would you use a snow shovel for? Believe it or not, this delicious clip isn't even sped up. The fine art of candy pulling. Is it just me, or has anybody else started getting hungry? If you're going to cut down bamboo, then you probably need one of these lethal instruments. Sanders are not only used for carpentry projects.
500, go through the DA, hit it with 3,000 grit. Now you can go to 5,000.
This is known as hand push engraving, and if you're going to indulge in it, you should get yourself a Spitzer Onglet graver. Dirt sifting using the best possible tool you could ever choose, a dirt sifter. With artisan bread, the pattern is almost as important as the taste. If you've never used a caulking gun and you like satisfying experiences, then get yourself a caulking gun. This is a desoldering pump, like a little vacuum for blobs of solder. The best baristas can elevate coffee making to an art. The makers of this video would have us believe that this is the best ever guided tap wrench. And who are we not to believe them? This is fractal wood burning, accomplished via the use of electrodes. Satisfying for us, but even more satisfying for the sheep. And finally, we leave you with the process of making a clothes drying rack in the amazing metalworking factory. Would you like to do a perfect job of being a Retrocast Tech viewer? Then all you need to do is click subscribe.